Hello there guys, it's me Unstable Voltage and welcome back to Feed the Beast Infinity. Had a bit of a disaster on the last episode. We went out looking for some redstone and didn't find any at all. So I thought this time around we will try and do something a little bit different. The weather's quite nasty out there. We do still need some redstone, but that is going to have to wait. What I thought we would do is, as there are a few other caves around that we could get the redstone from, we could go and explore those, but I'm going to need to be tooled up before I go. So maybe it's time to delve into Tinker's Construct a little bit. And I really need to sort these chests out because they have a lot of junk in them. Now, one thing that I am short of at the moment is any decent amount of wood. I've chopped down a fair few trees, and all of the ones close by to the house have now gone, and I haven't really replaced them. I do have a few saplings in various chests and things, and we've got quite a few bones. So what I thought I would do is we'll go outside, we will plant a few trees, and maybe we can get them to grow for us. We'll make some bone meal so we can try and speed them up. I don't even need to use the crafting bench because it is a single slot item. So, we don't even need that many, do we? We can just sort of make half of that. 27 bone meal should be fine, not that we use bones for much else. I will sort these chests out at some point. So, we need to get ourselves some wood that we can use, and also we'll start making stuff for the smeltery. I mean, the smeltery's already there, but we need to go ahead and get ourselves some stencils and make some ingots and some tools and some weapons, but that's fine. So let's just pick a few spots where we might put trees. Look at that, we have a tree already. Only problem with these tall trees, of course, is that it's very difficult to reach the top to cut them down. We can, of course, build ourselves one of the sort of lumberjack axes, which would be very, very useful because that makes it a lot easier to actually reach. Well, you can chop down a whole tree in a single by cutting a single block, which is very, very nice. But we need to get some of these trees growing. Are you not going to go? Yep. Got to be careful you don't put these trees too close together because sometimes that can actually stop them from growing. Got to be careful over here because we all know that's where we keep getting attacked by these flipping. That was the cave entrance, by the way, that leads down to the ravine that we were in the last episode. It's just at the side of the house here. As you can see, there were a few trees and things here that I sort of half chopped down, but never chopped the whole thing down. So we will continue to plant these lovely big trees. But we definitely need to get ourselves some more trees going. We'll have just deforested the entire area. It would be nice if we could do this while it wasn't raining. That's probably enough for now. We are going to need some wood to get started. So I'm probably going to take down the rest of this tree here, actually, because it's half a tree and it's kind of just in the way at the moment. And we get some bits and pieces from that. Now, do I want to cut down one of these other trees? Because I can't reach the top of any of them, so it's a little bit silly to try and do so. But we are definitely going to need more wood. So let us have a little chop of this one. It seems like it's the shortest one here. We'll get as much wood from it as we can before we get attacked by the natives. Can't quite reach the top. Is that the top block? It probably goes a little bit higher than that. 2 more wood blocks there that we could. Well, I suppose I could just stand underneath it and just nerd pole up to it. That would be fine. Let's go and get those last 2 blocks. Yep, brilliant. And then we can chop these down. So that is about as much wood as we're going to need. Thought I saw another sapling over there. And let's get back into the drying relative safely of the tower. No, it's not a full tower yet, but it's still a tower. And we can make ourselves some ingots and stuff. We've got lots of iron, so we'll be able to make a lot of iron ore. So for now, I'll just keep the wood in my inventory. We'll just go and dump all of the junk. I know I've got certain things where I've got them split around over multiple different chests, but that's fine. So what am I going to need? Well, we've got lots of iron ore to smelt. In fact, how much iron ore do we have? Let's see if we can just get it all together. We've also got a fair bit of gold, which we're not going to use. I think I've got a lot of aluminium. If I have, we'll use that and make aluminium brass for our stencils as opposed to using gold. Because I just feel that, see, there's more gold there. What I should do is just designate one of these chests for ore only. There's 29 gold right there. Do we have any more aluminium here? No, we've got plenty of tin, though. Oh, there is some copper in there. We are going to need that to make the aluminum brass. There's more copper there. Any more ores? Can we just sort this out? That is aluminum. Fantastic. I'm going to say aluminum, even though in the UK we say aluminium. The only reason I'm saying aluminum is because it is spelt aluminum in the game, and it just makes it easier. Oh no, that's iron, idiot. That goes in that stack there. We've got loads of copper actually. Tin. Again, let's just do a quick shuffle. That is about all that we've got, but that's a lot of aluminium. We can definitely make ourselves a stencil or two. Do I have a seared brick anywhere? Probably not. Do I have some grout anywhere? I must have some grout left. There must be at least one piece of grout. Limestone, grout, there we go. So, let us just quickly fire up that piece of grout to get ourselves a seared brick. Getting dark outside. And what have we got down here? I've also realised as well that it's pointless having these buttons on. It's been such a while since I used Tinker's construct, and what I was thinking was that you needed the button or a lever or something to actually activate the faucets, and then I realised that all you need to do to activate the faucets is just right-click on them, so don't actually need those. Normally I'd set up some sort of automation process, but we'd actually need to have a piece of redstone, well actually 5 pieces of redstone to make a redstone clock, and we don't actually have any. Could probably also do with another chest in here just to put in the materials that we make, but I think we will be fine. Let's go ahead and dump off the switches and the levers. We don't need those right now. How are we doing with that seared brick? We've got one. Fantastic. So let us head on to the smeltery, and what we're going to do in here is we are going to add, now it's 1 copper and 3 aluminum, I think. Can't quite remember. Should be enough. And that'll give us enough to make, we'll make 2 brick stencils and, well, 2 brick stencils, and we'll make 2 blank casting tablets. We'll grab our book for... which one is it? Mighty Smeltery, Materials, and New Volume. These are all in the wrong order. Look at that. You should be first. You should be second. Tinker's Weapon. Well, Mighty Smelting, then Tinker's Weaponry. So, we want this one, I think. Yeah. Tools, Materials, and Modifiers. So we can build ourselves a decent pickaxe. Although I've got plenty of picks. I don't mind that too much. What I'd like to build more than anything right now is a lumber axe. Which requires a broad axe head, a large plate, a tough rod, and a tough binding. Can't remember how to build most of this stuff. How do we build the tough rods and the tough bindings? We probably need some materials that we don't have any access to. Copper, bronze, steel. Did I miss it completely? Probably have. Need to build a tool station as well. Well, that's the end of that list. What is that? That is ridiculous. Where are we? Just go back through them again. Bronze, cobalt, paper, slime, a slime rod, netherrack tool rod, bone, obsidian, cactus flint, stone, stick. Maybe it doesn't matter what it's made out of. Just says a tough rod and... I've gone past it. A tough rod, a large plate, and a tough binding. Okay. Let's have a look then. So if we find the tough binding, yeah. So a tough binding can be made from, well, pretty much any material. Just can't remember how to make a tough binding. I think we just need to make the stencil for it, don't we? So that shouldn't be too difficult. I will work this out. It has been a little while since I used Tinker's Construct. So, we've got that smelted up. Molten aluminum bar. Oh, we actually have... it doubles up now. I think before, last time I did this, if you put in 1 copper and 3 aluminum, you only used to get 4 ingots. So, I think they've actually doubled that up now. Okay, so what we will do is we will put the brick on the table there. We will get ourselves... Really? Have they gone and changed this now? Or am I doing something... Am I doing something wrong? Do you actually need to use switches and levers on these now? Oh dear. It used to work. They've obviously changed it, and I'm unaware. Where are we? Where did I put those little switches? Well, I might as well bring them all down if that's going to be the case. Not sure that it is. Did I pick that up? Yeah, let's assume that we did. Let's just go down to here, and let us pop the button above it. That's very interesting. So, my smeltery's not working. We definitely have a liquid in there. Okay, I wonder if the brick has to faucet has to be lower down. Well, let's see if we can sort that out then. Let's take the faucet off. Let's get rid of the drain. Let's get rid of the bottom brick. Now, we shouldn't technically lose the liquid, because it should technically be stored in the control block, which is this one here. So if we go ahead and put the seared brick up there, and we'll put the drain in this way, and I'm quite convinced that's the right way around with the hole on this side. Now if we go ahead and try that now, and let's just check to make sure that we do still have, yeah, we're back online and we still have our ingots in there. Now if I hit it, it works. So we are going to have to put all of those lower down. That's not a problem. So I always thought that it didn't matter how high up the faucets went, but apparently they do have to be on the lower block. So you learn something new every day. It could have been that they changed that. I just can't remember. We'll just reclaim these blocks and stuff where we can, and we'll rebuild it. So that is fine. So we want to take out these bottom blocks. Sounds like we've got company somewhere. Okay. I also realised as well on the side here, I'm actually using the seared tanks instead of the seared glass. It should actually be the seared window that I'm using here. It doesn't matter, you can use the tanks. But what the tanks are normally used for is... that's gone the wrong way completely. What the tanks are normally used for is you can pour stuff out of the smeltery into the tanks and store it. But it doesn't really matter. There we go, we've got that. Get our seared bricks. Put those back in. And then we've got our faucets. 1, 2, 3. Fantastic. We don't need the switch and we're all good. We're sorted. Okay, so let's take that. I didn't want the brick. I wanted that bit. Put the brick back. Make another one. Take them both. And then we'll just go ahead and make a couple of blank casts. Can actually make quite a few now because we've got that much ore in there. Can't really automate all of this, but there we go. Let's grab those. And we'll just stick them all in the chest. Probably didn't need this many, but we'll grab what we can. Just leave some more in there for the time being. Put this brick back in the chest. What I'll probably do, actually... these can go in here as well. And it's really the wrong chest. Actually, no. Let's start with good practices and not put stuff in that chest that we don't intend to go in there. We'll leave that one in there so we can cast some ingots and stuff later. So let's have a look at what we needed. We need a broad... Let's get this right. We need a broad axe head, a large plate, a tough rod, and a tough binding. Now, we know we can also make stuff out of stone as well. There's lots of materials that we can make stuff out of, but let's try and go for stone, because remember, we can make the handles for things out of stone as well as wood. We have wood. We need cobblestone. We'll just grab some of that. Down we go. We've got some blank stencils somewhere. Yeah, there we are. So, that's the crafting station. We want this one, the stencil table. Blank stencil. No, I'm clearly missing something. Oh, it's been so long. How do I do this? How do I make a stencil? It's such a long time. I must admit, Tinker's Construct is not one of my favourite mods, but it is a very good sort of early game mod for getting equipment and items and stuff like that. Let me look in this book. It's probably going to have the answers that I seek. And let's try and remember how to do this. Yep, we know how to get the books. These stuff that I haven't seen before as well. Night vision. Requires a golden carrot, a flint and tinder, and some sort of potion. Perfect dodge, stealth, featherfall, water walk. Some useful stuff that you can make here. Speed, auto repair, double jump. Okay, so that's not actually giving me any of the information that I need. Mighty smelting, tinker's weaponry. Is it going to pick this one? This just tells me about the different weapons and the way that they work. I don't think I've ever seen that book before, actually. And this is just going to be constructing and smelting, isn't it? We know how to make grout, seared stone, bronze stone, clear glass, enderstone, glue ball. Yeah, I've completely forgotten how to make stencils. Let me go and just put these books back in here. Now, as far as I remember, this is the stencil table. As far as I remember, all you used to have to do was put in a blank pattern, and then you used to get... Oh, there is an option there. You can see it on the left, but it's just that faded out. Obviously, there's a problem with this texture pack, and they're not showing. You probably can't even see it on the YouTube, but there's just a very, very light outline over here on the left-hand side. That is almost impossible to see. That is what I was expecting to find, but didn't. That's why it was all going wrong. That is really, really weird. Well, let's get the bits that we need then. We need a broad axe head pattern. Was it a broad axe head? I think it was. A broad axe head pattern. We can just put the whole lot in there, can't we? We need a tough binding. We need a tough rod. And we need a large plate. So that should be all that we need to make ourselves the axe. Now we can put these stencils all in here. And if we go to the part builder, so it needs to be made out of some sort of metal. Place a pattern and the material on the left to get started, of course. So if we want to make a tough rod, we can make that out of stone. At least I thought you used to be able to make it out of stone. Maybe not. Maybe the tough rod has to be made out of some sort of metal. It's great when you can't remember stuff. The binding. What can the binding be made from? Binding can't be made from stone either. Probably can be made from wood. Probably needs to be a wooden plank. You stop playing this game for just a short period of time and then you just have a complete and utter mind freeze. Let's get the rest of the stuff out of the smeltery. Oh, go on, let me pick it up. We'll put a few pieces of iron in here. Okay, that's it. Right, do we have some iron? Yes, we do, but I think I left it all in the chest upstairs. Did I bring it with me? Oh, I brought it with me. Fantastic. So, we don't want to put too much in there, because there's only a few bits and pieces that we need to make. But let's go ahead and just throw in a couple of pieces of iron ore. That should give me 4 ingots. And we'll store up the blank patterns, or the blank casts, over in this chest. That was my inventory, not the chest. We could make some more patterns, actually. Some more blank... We could make the stencils for everything. You might as well. I don't see any reason why not to. Just trying to remind myself now how to make the blank stencils, because that's gone. So 2 wooden blocks and 2 sticks. So well, that's easy enough. Let us go and put that back in there. So we don't even need a crafting table for this. We can literally just turn that all into wooden blocks. We'll turn some of it into sticks. We will half those out there. Sometimes I get this right. We'll take all of those. It's probably far more than we'll ever need. But that should be problem solved. So let's go over here and we won't have to worry about this problem anymore. So we need a stencil for a tool rod pattern. We need a stencil for a normal binding. And we've got the tough binding and the tough rod. We need a pickaxe head. We need the shovel head. We need the axe head. We need the scythe head. We need the... what's that one? The hammer head. There is the excavator head. We've got the broadaxe head. We've got the plate. I can't even see if there's any more down here. I think there's not one there that I can click on, I don't think. But there is one here, which is the pan pattern. There is the sign, the wooden board pattern, and then there is the chisel head pattern. Oh, there's a few more down there as well that we can't really see. Let's just put these in the chest over here then. So we'll put the bindings and the rods together. I'm just doing this while I'm waiting for stuff to smelt up. These should probably go in this order because they are the most commonly used ones. And then we can put all the rest of the stuff in here. Like so. And then we'll basically just have all of the stencils pre-made. And then we won't have to worry about those again after this. At least we shouldn't do. So there are a couple more that we are missing, which are very, very hard to see here. So we've got that one. We've got that one. We have the knife pattern. We have the sword pattern. The large blade pattern. Oh wow, there's even more down here that I can't see. The wide guard. The hand guard. Did I not pick that up? Yes, I did. The crossbar. Is that all? That is all. Obviously, it's a problem with this particular... we can just leave the stencils in there. Obviously, that is a problem with this particular texture pack. It's not showing us the stuff that we need. Let's put all of the weapon bits down here at the bottom. Okay, that's that done. So there is one thing fixed. Now, that iron should have smelted up nicely for us, and it has done. And we've got 4 ingots. We only put 2 pieces in there. Great. Let's go ahead and get this stuff. And for once, it actually lets me pick up the ingot without it picking up the cast first. Let's just get all 4 of them. So I know that there are a lot of different materials that you can make things out of in Tinker's Construct, and that's the great thing about it, because depending on the properties of the material you use, depends on what it does. So let's go ahead, and we want a broad axe head. So we should be able to make that out of iron, hopefully. Still won't let us do that. That is strange. Where am I going wrong here? Do I need to make the pattern out of... Or we just pour straight into the cast, can't we, with those? Yes, of course we can. That makes more sense. Why didn't I think of that before? Let's go ahead and just put another piece of iron in there and see if this works. I was sure some of the bits and pieces were made from in this technique. So, for example, what we should be able to do is the tough binding. Nope, I honestly cannot remember how to do this now. Let us go and take our stencil. Nope, that's the stencil table. Let's go and take the stencil for the broad axe head. We will run around here to the other side. Can we just pour that straight in? Has it even smelted yet? No, taking ages. Oh, there we go. That took its time. Pour. Will you work? No. So I am misremembering something. Do you know what? I think I might actually have to go and watch one of my own videos to remember how to do this. I know I've done it before, of course. I've just completely forgotten. Let us put that back in the chest. Like so. And we will have to revisit that. Well, I decided not to get frustrated with that anymore and go and actually have a look at my sort of old tutorial video that I did for the smelter. And what I was doing was essentially correct. If we go to the right table. Now, if I take, for example, a pickaxe head pattern and put that here in the part builder and then try and place a piece of wood in there, that allows me to build a wooden pickaxe head. And I can use that pickaxe head at the smeltery to go and make a pickaxe cast. However, if I replace the pickaxe stencil with the broad axe one, I don't get the option. And that is strange because in Not Enough Items, there is the option to make a wooden broad axe head pattern, which I also find strange. Now, once again, if we were to make a tool rod, we could make a tool rod out of wood. But we can't go ahead and make a tough rod out of wood, which again I find strange because there is a wooden tough rod in Not Enough Items. The same goes with the bindings as well. Actually, I've just messed those up. I should have left them in the order that they were. But the same goes with the bindings. I can make a wooden binding, but I can't make a tough wooden binding. Now, that makes sense because there isn't a tough wooden binding in Not Enough Items. So I know how to make some of the tools here in Tinker's Construct. I can make pickaxes and shovels and things like that, but I'm unaware of how to get started making a tough rod, a tough binding, and a broad axe head. So that isn't something I've actually ever done before. I never really got all that far into Tinker's Construct. I used it to build some of the basic items, but never used it to build some of the more complex ones. So if you guys know the way to make things, particularly the broad axe, that is what I'm really interested in right now, because the area that we're in has so many really tall trees around, and I'd love to be able to go and chop them down without having to nerd pole right up to the top to get at them. So that is my goal here. So any of you that have sort of experience with Tinker's Construct and know how to build the broad axe, let me know in the comments and we'll go ahead and get that built in the next video. We'll go ahead and chop some wood down. I assume probably the process for building the broad axe is similar or the same as the process for building a lot of the sort of more complicated items. But once we've got that figured out, we can go ahead and start making some of the tools and weapons. And then hopefully, very hopefully, we can go off and find some redstone. So, thanks a lot for watching, guys. I hope you are enjoying Feed the Beast Infinity, and apologies that we didn't actually get an awful lot accomplished on this video. I actually thought coming into this that, you know, we'd be fine. And this is one of the reasons why I stopped making the tutorials, because when I used to make the tutorials for Feed the Beast, the majority of the things I used to cover were from, oh, not this guy again, were from either Tech-It or from, what was the other one? This guy's going to annoy me if I don't go and slay him quickly with his nasty poison potions. There we go. So yeah, when I used to do the tutorials, there were either things from Tech-It or from Feed the Beast Ultimate, which was many of the same mods. It was sort of Buildcraft, Industrial Craft, Forestry and stuff like that. Now, a lot of those mods I had an awful lot of experience with because I played Tech-It for a very, very long time, and most of the mod packs in there were very straightforward to me. And even when I used to, what is this? A witch's hand. That's scary. Let's put that in a chest and forget about it. So I used to know how all of those mod packs and all of the things in them worked quite well. Of course, a lot of them have changed since I made those videos, so some of the information in those videos now is outdated anyway. But even when I used to make a tutorial video for a mod or a mod pack or an item that I wasn't familiar with, sometimes I used to spend hours in my world just sort of experimenting to make sure that I got it right, to make sure that I understood how it worked, and so that I could basically go ahead and record the videos without having interruptions where things worked or didn't work unexpectedly. And of course, that's not what I'm doing in this series. I'm just sort of working my way along, and yep, Tinker's Construct is not something that I delved too deeply into. So yep, your feedback on this one is going to be very much appreciated. But until then, I'll see you next time, and goodbye for now.